Hello and welcome. I'm Joy Whitmore. I am an entheogenic guide and coach, and I'm here today to share with you 3 keys to navigating your entheogenic journey. So, who am I? My name is Joy, and I am a master trained life coach. And I work with people who wish to have support and guidance as they prepare for, set intentions for, and integrate their entheogenic journeys. So today's workshop is going to be based on those 3 phases: preparation, intention, and integration. Thank you. So, when going on any type of trip, especially if we're going on vacation or going to visit family, there's always some amount of preparation that we need to do. So, the first phase of this workshop is going to be based on preparation. And I'm going to give you some exercises and tools you can do on your own. And I'm also going to give you some ways that you can find a guide, facilitator, or coach that can help you with this as well. First tip is that I highly recommend that you find someone who can work with you, whether that be a coach, a guide, a therapist, or a facilitator. And with the renaissance of psychedelics now becoming mainstream, there are many places that you can find people in your area or virtually. So I highly recommend check out a site like psychable.com. They have all types of practitioners. You can search by area and you can find someone that you can speak to before you make a decision. There are plenty of other directories that you can use as well. But I highly recommend that you find someone who has the knowledge and can guide you through. So let's talk a little bit about working with a guide first. So if you decide to choose a guide to work with, you're definitely going to want to make sure that you research, that you figure out if this person has the experience, knowledge, and ability to guide you through. So I don't go into detail on how to select a guide here, but I highly recommend you do your homework and you research and you ask as many questions as possible. Also, referrals are sometimes the better way to go. So this workshop is for you whether or not you choose to work with a guide or whether you choose to do your entheogenic journey alone. So the second part of phase 1 of preparation is initiation. And what that means is finding out, kind of mapping out your life, where you've been, where you are now. And one tool I recommend is using the 6-spoked wheel of life, where you can just take kind of an inventory of 6 areas of your life where you feel that they rank on a scale of 1 to 10 and where you would like to see improvement there. So these 6 areas can be, they're adjustable, they're not written in stone. So you're going to look at physical health, emotional health, spiritual, family, social, and career. You can also throw in finances. So anyway, pick 6 areas of life that you really understand where you're at and kind of take a few moments, write down on a scale of 1 to 10 where your level of satisfaction is in those areas of life. And that can begin to uncover for you where you are in preparing for your journey. So I highly recommend, if you wish to, this is kind of not part of the exercises, but if you take a moment and sit down and identify those 6 areas of your life and where you feel you have the most satisfaction and where you could really add some satisfaction, this can be a really great place to start in preparation for your journey. So, following the initiation part of preparation comes set and setting. Set and setting is so important. I know everybody's heard of it, but there's different aspects to both. So, set can be referred to as your mindset going into a journey and basically where you're at. Are you overall, based on the last exercise, really satisfied in life, somewhat satisfied in life, and seeking more satisfaction in life? So, what is your mindset going into a journey? It's very important to understand and create the best mindset possible going into the journey. The next part is the setting part, which is your environment. Where will the journey take place? Will you be in a place where you will have distractions or maybe be enmeshed in thoughts about the environment? So, determining the set, your mindset, and the setting, the environment in which your journey will take place is super important and a really huge aspect of the preparation process. Now, again, if you're working with a guide or a coach like myself, hopefully they have a spot for you so that you can remove yourself from your normal environment, which can also lead to greater success with your journeys.
Hi. So we'll continue with the preparation phase. And I'd like to introduce to you a cool exercise I came up with. Now, I won't have time to go into the totality of it in this small workshop, but I will give you the instructions so you can do it on your own. I would advise you take maybe half an hour, 45 minutes. You can pause this video so that you can get really into it. But here's the basics. So, in getting yourself prepared for your entheogenic journey, you want to ensure that your mindset is in the right place. And one of the ways that you can do so is by putting yourself in a supportive container. Now, when I say container, I mean the group of people that you allow to hold the space for you as you enter, have your journey, and process your journey. So this can be family, friends, associates, and so forth. But identifying those who you feel safe, secure, and supported and talking with is super important. So I came up with this little exercise which will help you understand how you can maintain the best mindset for yourself and environment when you're heading into or processing your entheogenic journey. So hold on one second. Okay, so back to your support container exercise. This is an exercise that will help you identify the people who you can support you. So the first step is to draw a circle on a piece of paper. This is from an old workshop, so I had to mark out some stuff. So you want to draw your circle on your piece of paper. Now, what I'd like for you to do is take 5 minutes and write down a list of people who you feel you could share your deepest, craziest, darkest secrets with. Now, for some people, this is a difficult exercise. At different times in our lives, people come in and out. So maybe it's not a person, or maybe it's not a person alive, or maybe it's not a person that you know personally. It can be a religious figure, a spiritual figure. You could choose Ram Dass, Jesus. You can even use your animals. But the main point is list out at least 4 to 5 people, entities, past or present, that you really feel support and fill your container as far as it goes with your entheogenic journey. So take a moment, pause the video if you like, and write out a list of those people. Okay, so hopefully you're coming back to this part of the video having your list of people. If you don't, refer to it in the future, but take notes. So you're going to take that list of people, okay? And for each person or entity or animal, I want you to write one characteristic of why you feel they are in your container or support circle. It can be things like kind, loving, generous. Just write 3 attributes for each person. Now, I use sticky notes, which was easiest for me, and I attached them to my circle. And for each person, I have an attribute. So this is what you want to end up with when you're done with this exercise. And then you want to place these people in your circle. So what this exercise is intended to do is to highlight the values of the people who hold support for you. This can come in really handy when you do integration work and when you do intention setting. So also a good way that this can come into play is when you're preparing for your journey. Who can you share certain aspects of what you're about to journey with to the people who you feel safest with? The reason why this is important is that I've worked with clients before who have had people in their inner circle who've said, oh, you don't need a coach for that. You can just go have a journey and you'll gain all the benefits. And so that thought gets stuck in their mind and they're already working with their coach, or they don't think they need to work with a coach. And then they go and have a journey that maybe isn't as pleasant as they wish to, or turns out differently than they expected. And they don't know what to do with that, but they're stuck with the information their friend gave them. Or there are people who might be really against this in your life. And the last thing you want to do going into any journey in your preparation phase is to include energy that doesn't align with your goals. So if you're really aiming to bring more peace, love, light, connection, divinity into your life, and there are naysayers in your life, they're not going to be in your circle. So this is a method that you can use to identify not only the characteristics of people who contain you, who support you, but also identifying people that maybe you won't share the information with in order to ensure that you enter into your journey with the best mindset possible. So this concludes phase one, preparation, with a small exercise that you can do to find your support circle and identify the values of those who do support you and do contain you within a space where you can continue to expand. And just a last follow up to the phase of preparation and the metaphor of gardening. When you think about preparing the area where you're going to grow your vegetables, plants, flowers, think about what needs to be done in order for the ground or the supporting area for the plant, vegetable, or flower to grow is that it needs to be ready. It has to be clear. There's no weeds. So for the metaphor of gardening, I encourage you to think about preparation as clearing and preparing your soil, your substrate, your area for growing, so that you can have the best growth experience that you deserve. So the next part, phase two, is intention. Intention is so important. So if we go back to the metaphor of going on vacation, often we go on vacation to get away from it all, or to find more relaxation, or to disconnect from social media, phones, and work. So as you go into preparing and as you go into your entheogenic journey roadway, you're going to set some intentions. So how can you do this? You can ask yourself one way, look back at the six-sided wheel that I spoke about in phase one, and where the areas of satisfaction are less than you like, your intentions can be around, how can I make this area of my life better? How can I improve the satisfaction in my area of social life? How can I improve my physical health? And so forth. So intentions can be based around the six areas of life that you decided were important for you right now and how you want to improve them. They can also be based on goals, or they can be just to experience more peace, divinity. Whatever it is, you definitely want to connect it to something so that you can refer to it and see how your entheogenic journey has aligned with the intention. Another way to look at the phase two intentions from the metaphor of gardening is imagining that you're planting seeds. So, what intention seeds will you plant for your journey? And also, for those who do more than one journey, you can have different intentions, which is often encouraged. So, for this phase, the intention phase, I'd like to introduce you to the planting seeds exercise, which again, you can do on your own or work with a coach. And this will take another about 15 to 30 minutes, depending upon how much you wish to invest into your intentions. So for this phase two intention exercise, I encourage you to imagine your intentions as seeds because the seed planting is not the end of the life cycle of the seed. You're going to pick seeds that you're going to plant. And as you journey and when you integrate, you're going to nourish and take care of those seeds so that they can blossom into your intentions, your full intentions, and see those as they germinate and grow. So take a few moments, write down intentions loosely. They can be whatever you choose, or you can go deeper and involve the wheel of life exercise and the 6 spokes of social, career, financial, family, health, and spirituality, and where you would like to see yourself improve or gain more satisfaction in those areas. So, for your intention setting exercise, imagine that these are seeds and imagine how you want to set these intentions. I'll see you back here and we'll talk about phase 3. Hi there. So hopefully you've taken some time and worked on your intentions as like seeds and how you're planting them in your garden. So we've done phase 1, which is preparation, in which you determine, do you want a guide or not? Are you going to take this journey on yourself? And if so, what things do you need to be best prepared? Phase 2, which we just covered, was intention. And in the intention, we were able to determine where we want to see changes in our lives. And lastly, I want to speak to you about phase 3, which is the most important phase, I believe, and part of the reason why I am the type of coach that I am, integration. So the journey is just the beginning. So back to the metaphor of going on vacation. When we come back from vacation, we often feel refreshed, relaxed, rejuvenated, renewed. And sometimes we fall back into our old patterns. We don't find ways to take back what we gained on vacation into our real world. And that is the gold beauty of integration. So, how do you do integration? First of all, back to if you have a guide or coach, they should be skilled and able to give you the tools and work through the integration process with you. If not, there are exercises like the one I'm about to share with you that you can do. But please keep in mind, and I cannot emphasize enough, integration is an ongoing process. And for those of us who come from a history of maybe earlier recreational entheogenic usage, or at that point, I'd call it psychedelic recreational usage, we don't have the opportunity, nor the tools, or the space, or even the awareness to integrate those recreational activities. So, again, integration is so important. I cannot stress enough how important it is because just think back to that vacation you had that was so amazing. And when you came back, you felt wonderful, and then work smacked you in the face like a dirty window. So this is what the beauty of integration is. And I'm going to go over an integration exercise with you. So get ready. Okay, so here's another exercise that I encourage you to do for integration. And this will happen after your journey or after you begin microdosing, if that is your path. So, using the seeds that you planted as intentions. So, let's take for an example the intention to be more patient with our children in our lives. And so that would be the seed. The seed would be seeking more patience. So, how do you integrate what you gained in your journey with the seed that you've planted? That's this exercise. So important. So, what you can do is sit with the intention. So, take 15 to 30 minutes with each of your intentions, sit with them and look back at your journey. So, there's questionnaires that I highly recommend that you explore after taking your journey to rank what you experienced, what the body sensations were, what came up for you, was it a great journey, and so forth. That is a separate exercise from this. Please email me if you want more information on that. Anyway, this integration exercise is all about nurturing your seeds of intention. So, what you can do is sit with a seed, such as being more patient with your children, personal experience, and what you gained from your journey. So, in some case, I'm going to make up one. This is not my own, but in some case, you may have a journey in which you realize that your lack of patience is linked to something that you were taught at an early age. So, you might actually have a memory of an unpleasant situation that caused you to learn how to not have patience in your own current daily life. So, what you can do with that intention of wishing to have more patience with your children and integration is taking small steps to see how the journey changed your view of your patience, how you learned what caused your patience to become where it is now. So, the integration work with this seed of intention is super important because in order to merge your new awareness that you gained in your journey of how maybe you lost your patience or how maybe patience has become a different perspective for you, what you want to do is nurture that seed in your garden for your integration process. So, how do you nurture this patience? You become aware. So, you can equate it to how often does your plant, flower, etc., need to be watered? How often do you need to bring awareness to where your patience is tested? So, these are some deep exercises. Again, these are things that you can do on your own. There are plenty of books out there, but this is the crux of really taking what you learned from your journey into your life. And that is the beauty of working with entheogens, is that they show us what is possible, what is really in our alignment from within. And then we are faced with returning to our real worlds and how to bring those together. So, again, thank you for taking the time to view this mini workshop on 3 keys to navigating entheogenic journeys. And please feel free to reach out to me. I would love to answer any of your questions. My email address is love@entheogenicpriestess.com. You can also find me on my website at entheogenicpriestess.com. And I'm open to having any sort of discovery call that you may want in order to determine how these 3 keys can better be integrated into your life. Safe travels. Thank you.